Hello, I'm Dr. RJAL, and I am an obviously very talented, very sciencey, well, not sciencey, discoverying person. And so today, I was given a poem by a person who once commented on USSR Duck. So I was in class and I received this very interesting piece of paper. And so first I thought this was a ransom note. But no, it's not a ransom note. I'll show you what it is. This paper is part of a dark conspiracy. And I'm going to find it for you. I'm Dr. RJAL from Harvard University, and this is the Kurdistan Conspiracy, brought to you by RJAL Media and Google. So, let me read you this poem. A happy Kurdistan blazes big raw Ebola, infallible joy. Need it, got it, goo. Just so you can see here, this is kind of weird, just a random picture of flowers there and 2 pluses. So, naturally, being a scholarly person who does theories on videos, just saying, there will be a channel coming out called RJAL Theories, and it will be very good, so please watch out for that. And also, if you haven't, please subscribe to RJAL Games and RJAL Inside. Alright, now it's out of the way. So the big things is Ebola. Ebola is from the Ugandan Knuckles meme, which is pretty dead by now. So, and the person who wrote this has a... Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. The person who wrote this has a very strong sense towards dead memes, like never gonna give you up for some weird reason. So, under all this, there might be another thing, because the Ugandan Knuckles, they'd always say, Ebola, you need to have the Ebola to know the way. And unfortunately, it's a bad January meme, so it's not very good. And that's also now a dead meme because of Snapchat made a filter on it, and it's just old. So, there's obviously a link towards that. And just looking at it, it's just kind of weird. I just actually realized those are hands. It's like working with butter, but it says glazes. It's confusing, like how there's just randomly flowers in there. What do you need? Do you need Ebola? Because that's what I think this is all about. This is about the person who wrote this saying that she is trying to give everybody Ebola. Because this is confusing. And this could be, like, part of something that gives you Ebola. Because Ebola is made by contact, by human fluids mixing with each other. This is like a glazy thing. It's like butter. If this were to mix with something else, then if one part of it had Ebola and the other part also had Ebola, they would come together and this would cause Ebola. It would be big, because Ebola would be back. And this would be terrible, right? If the whole world went on fire with Ebola, this would be terrible. Ebola would be back. So, and there's randomly flowers in there. Are flowers affected by Ebola? Yes, flowers are affected by Ebola. They get sad because their owners die from Ebola so that they can't be watered and taken care of well, nicely. So, and Ebola, if it was spread like this, would be spread by a goo. And so this led me to my first theory, which was the author of this poem is trying to bring back Ebola for some reason. I don't know why. But then I started getting into science-y stuff, and so I started and so what I did was we put this through Google Translate. So we put in some words in there. And what came back, if you translate it through Afrikaans, was trunk, the word trunk, which has been confirmed to be the title of this monstrosity. And then we started asking a bunch of questions. We put in trunk through Afrikaans to another language, and it came up as that's right. And so that means all the questions we asked then, which I forgot because I don't remember all this stuff, okay? Just because I'm a doctor and a Harvard professor doesn't mean I remember this. And then we kept on asking random questions that were really stupid, because that's what we do. It said, this is true. So one of the things we said then was true, and so I've spent all this time trying to remember it. And so what I did was I started running the language through Google Translate a bunch of times. So this poem translated into Afrikaans is, In Galuki, Kurdistan Glasur, Groot, Rug, Ebola. On Wante like Gebok, Het Dit Nodig, Het Dit Gu. If you translate back to English, it's a happy Kurdistan glaze, great rug, Ebola, Unitial book, do you need this, got this, goo. So, Ebola is big, great rug. Great? She thinks that this big rug, like here, I'll show you an example. This is a Cars rug that I just ripped off my floor. So, let's say I am the world and this rug's Ebola, because if you see here, I can throw this rug on me, and as you can see, the Ebola is covering me. That means everybody has Ebola who's on Earth. They've been covered by this great rug, which has Lightning McQueen on it. So, where is it? It's later, it's like... There, yeah, there's Lightning McQueen on there. So Ebola is like a great rug, if you think about it. And it said in here, a short links of Kurden, human-type great role Bible. So what does the Bible have to do with this? A great spirit unitial book, because the Bible unites Christians of the world and moralistic people who like the Bible. People who gave it good reviews on Yelp and Google Books and stuff like that. So how does this work? So in the Bible, they say Jesus, baby Jesus, will come back to us. And the writer of this poem seems to think that a happy Kurdistan could be Jesus. Unfortunately, Jesus did not live in Kurdistan. So, fortunately, the author of this has a weird thought that Jesus is a Kurdistan, and that bringing back Ebola will be like bringing back Jesus, which no, that's not how it works. So, I started going through that, and I thought that was right, but no. That's one of my theories that I have. So, talking about, and so, also one more thing I should add to that one is short links of the Kurden. Short links is what Ebola is made out of. It's like short links. Like if you look at a microscopic level, it's like a tiny, like short ring with like a little. It's like two rings, and there's like a part in the middle, and it's like weird. So it's like a short Kurden, whatever Kurden is. It's a short links. It's two circle things being linked. So we thought of is if you translate in one language, if you translate a bunch of times, it goes to enjoy the house in Kurdistan, great success. Besides happy with joy, how can I am oil. And so this right here is like wax maybe. So wax is wax doesn't come from oil. It's something like this. No, it doesn't come. It's something oil related right here. So obviously this is how it gets connected, and so this is how it works. So this oil in Kurdistan is in Iraq, and so in Iraq there's a lot of oil in the Middle East, and you go drilling for it, and then you go and you sell it to people, and then people like the oil. So what the author of this poem did was she went and bought a house in Kurdistan, which is in Iraq, and gave it to a guy who wanted to go drill oil there and have great success. So she said, enjoy the house in Kurdistan, great success, but without happy and joy. You know why? It's because you're going to die from Ebola, which is sad. And how can I am oil? So, is the author of this poem oil? I mean, oil it's like sticky, like it's like stuck to you, and like it's hard to wash off. So like it's like a rug. Like if the rug were to go on the earth again, like it's doing right now, it's hard to get off, right? Because it's a rug. And, like, you can't just, like... And the Earth doesn't have big arms. The Earth's, like, flat. Yes, the Earth is flat. It's not round. It's... obviously, it's a huge conspiracy. More on that later, but... So, the Earth can't do that. Like, people can't... They can't just push it off. Like, you can't just push off oil, right? So, this is how it works. This is how the two theories come together. So, the author of this poem went to Kurdistan and bought a guy a house. And so, while buying this guy a house, she placed Ebola in there. And she wished the guy great success. It's like a James Bond movie. So, like, I hope you have great success, Mr. Bond. And so, But then the house has bomb in it, and this bomb isn't really an actual bomb, it's Ebola, which will kill the person. And then you would have this guy would go on to have great success with drilling oil. But then he would not have any happiness or joy, because he would be dead. And so would the other people who were there. And she is oil because and so oil can be incredibly sticky. And so what she's doing is she's sticking Ebola all over the world. And so now everybody's going to get Ebola thanks to this writer. So just letting you know, put on your tinfoil hats and make sure the government releases secret aliens that are in Area 51 so that we can go and get off this planet, because the Ebola is coming and that's not going to be good. So that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dr. RJAL, and this has been the Kurdistan Conspiracy. Good night.